For decades, stories have circulated about a strange object orbiting Earth. No one launched it. No one claimed it. Some say it's just space debris. Others believe it's something far older and not from here. In this video, we explore one of the most mysterious objects ever reported in Earth's orbit, the Black Knight satellite. Is it a forgotten NASA artifact, a misunderstood radio signal, or evidence that we've been watched for far longer than we think? Chapter 1. A mysterious shadow in orbit. In the silent darkness above our planet, thousands of satellites orbit Earth, each tracked, named, and cataloged. But there's one object that doesn't quite fit. For decades, rumors have spread about a mysterious, dark satellite moving in an unusual orbit. It wasn't launched by any known country. It wasn't part of any documented space mission. And according to some, it may have been up there for far longer than we've had the technology to reach space. They call it the Black Knight. The name itself sounds like science fiction, a forgotten warrior watching from above. But the legend has persisted. Strange photographs, unexplained signals, and whispers of ancient alien technology. Is the Black Knight real? A misunderstood piece of space junk? Or something far more unsettling? Before we decide, we need to go back. Not to NASA, but to a time long before satellites ever existed. Chapter 2. A strange signal and Tesla's claim. In 1899, over half a century before the first satellite reached orbit, Nikola Tesla was experimenting with a powerful radio transmitter in Colorado Springs. One night, Tesla claimed he picked up something strange, a series of rhythmic signals that didn't resemble any known natural source. He believed it might be an attempt at communication from another world. At the time, few took the idea seriously, but decades later, Tesla's claim was re-examined in a new light. Especially when, in the 1920s and 30s, radio operators around the world began reporting something eerily similar, long-delay echoes. These were radio signals that bounced back, seconds after being transmitted. No one could explain how or why. The effect was rare, unpredictable, and deeply puzzling. Some believed it was caused by the Earth's magnetic field. Others suspected a more exotic cause, like a massive object in orbit, reflecting or even retransmitting those signals. This is where the story of the Black Knight begins to take shape. An unidentified object, a strange signal, and a timeline that doesn't make sense. Could something have been orbiting Earth before we had the means to get there ourselves? Chapter 3. The first photos. NASA's Black Knight? In 1998, NASA released a series of images taken during the STS-88 mission, the first space shuttle mission to assemble parts of the International Space Station. Among the photographs, eagle-eyed viewers noticed something unusual, a dark, oddly shaped object floating freely above Earth. Its appearance was strange, jagged, asymmetrical, and unlike any known satellite or space debris. Almost immediately, the conspiracy world lit up. This, they claimed, was the Black Knight satellite, finally caught on camera. The timing seemed perfect. No known satellite matched its shape or orbit. Its surface looked almost designed, but not by any human engineering we recognized. For believers, this was photographic proof that the legends were true. For skeptics, it was something else entirely, a piece of thermal insulation blanket that had accidentally floated away during the mission. NASA supported the second version, but to many, that explanation felt too simple, too convenient. After all, why did it look so dramatically different from anything else ever seen in orbit? And if it really was just space junk, why did the images quietly vanish for a time, only to resurface on internet forums years later? The mystery deepened, not just because of what the object was, but because of how it looked. Chapter 4: Theories and Timelines. Ancient Satellite. Here's where the Black Knight story truly turns strange. Some believe this object has been orbiting Earth for thousands of years. Long before Sputnik, before modern history, even before recorded civilization. According to these theories, it's not human-made at all, but an ancient alien satellite placed in orbit to observe humanity. In the 1950s, long before the NASA photo controversy, newspapers reported that both the US and Soviet militaries had tracked an unknown satellite moving in a retrograde orbit, the opposite direction of Earth's rotation. At that time, no human technology could achieve this. The reports were vague, unconfirmed, and quickly forgotten. Even more bizarre, in 1973, Scottish researcher Duncan Lunan analyzed the strange radio echoes from earlier decades and claimed he had decoded a message. He said it came from a probe sent by beings from the star system, Epsilon Boötis, offering friendly contact and information about their origin. His claims were widely criticized and later withdrawn. But for believers, this only added to the mystery. What if ancient visitors had, in fact, left behind a sentinel? Something still orbiting, still listening? Could it be that the Black Knight satellite isn't just real, but incredibly old? And if so, who put it there? Chapter 5: NASA's official explanation. NASA has addressed the Black Knight satellite claims, and their explanation is simple. According to the agency, the mysterious object seen in the STS-88 images is nothing more than a thermal insulation blanket that accidentally came loose during a spacewalk. Astronaut Jerry Ross even confirmed that he saw it float away in real time. The blanket was wrapped around a trunnion pin on the ISS module and slipped free during installation. The strange shape? That's just the way flexible material twists in zero gravity. The black color? A result of lighting, shadows, and image exposure. To NASA, the case is closed. The photos don't show an alien probe, just space debris. They also point out that the retrograde satellite reports from the 1950s were likely misidentifications or speculative reporting during a tense period of the Cold War, when both superpowers were scrambling to detect anything unusual in the sky. As for the long delay echoes and Tesla's signal, there's no consensus, but most modern physicists attribute them to natural phenomena: ionospheric bounce, unusual atmospheric reflections, or even flaws in early radio equipment. To skeptics, this all makes sense. To believers, it feels like a pattern. Strange event, quick explanation, case closed. But are these just rational answers, or attempts to avoid deeper questions? Chapter 6: Why some still believe it's real. Despite NASA's explanations, the Black Knight legend refuses to fade. For many, it's not just about one photo or a lost piece of insulation. It's about a pattern of anomalies that stretch across decades. Unexplained signals, orbital oddities, a strange, dark object captured in a handful of images, and a story that always seems to slip just out of reach. Believers argue that the speed with which officials dismiss such claims often raises more questions than it answers. If it's all just space junk, why did the story spread so far, so fast? Why are certain images so hard to trace back to their origin? And why do these events keep echoing in the public mind long after their official explanations? There's also the psychological side. The Black Knight touches something primal in us, the idea that we're being watched, that we've been watched for a very long time. It blends science with myth, logic with mystery, and presents a question that neither side can fully answer. Maybe that's why the legend endures, because no matter how much data we gather, the feeling that something's out there never completely goes away. Chapter 7. Spy, Satellite, or Story. So what is the Black Knight satellite? Is it a 13,000-year-old alien probe silently orbiting Earth, watching us from above? A misunderstood tangle of space debris given life by internet speculation? Or something in between, a mix of real images, misread signals, and our endless human hunger for mystery? What makes the Black Knight so compelling is that it lives in the space between fact and fiction. There's just enough evidence to keep the theory alive, and just enough uncertainty to keep it from being dismissed entirely. In a world where most mysteries eventually unravel, this one still floats overhead, literally and metaphorically. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's the most important object we've ever ignored. And maybe, just maybe, one day it will speak. Whether the Black Knight satellite is an alien probe, a piece of space junk, or just a modern myth, one thing is clear: the mystery continues. Maybe the truth has been right in front of us all along, or maybe it's still out there, silently waiting. If you enjoy exploring space's biggest mysteries and stories science still can't fully explain, make sure to subscribe, like, and share. There's much more to uncover.